as you pour your coffee and make breakfast. Well, let's get you informed and ready to take on your Tuesday. Coming up over the next half hour, a lengthy debate in Helena over what's next for the former Senate president following an ethics investigation, the options on the table, and the outcome. Plus, the suspect in the HuHot building fire in Missoula goes before a judge. Charge and where she'll go next. And Montana lawmakers are considering changing the law on marijuana edibles, the restrictions proposed, and why some agree.
Well, the time is at 6:30 on a Tuesday morning. Temperatures in the 40s. Daytime highs today 60s, tomorrow 70s. Now, we still have a little bit of wet weather out there. Also some fog. You can kind of see how fog is now moved over our Mining City weather camera. We do have some reduced visibility. That's what you're going to run into at times. As far as precipitation goes, just some rainfall out there this morning around western Montana. Snow levels quite high, even Lolo Pass, just looking at a little bit of rainfall. Here's a look at your day planner. Today, Missoula, decreasing cloud cover, partly to mostly sunny skies once we get into the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the low 60s for us, mid to low 60s. For Bozeman, similar forecast, decreasing cloud cover. Get ready to enjoy some sunshine, 54 at 2 p.m., almost 60 in that 5 o'clock hour. Near record high temperatures for your Wednesday, but also a thunder threat. We're tracking the threat of some thunderstorms. We'll time it out in 10 minutes.
Plenty of debate, but no decision yet from the state Senate when it comes to how to punish one of their colleagues. After more than 90 minutes of debate, the Senate couldn't reach a two-thirds majority on either expulsion or censure of Hamilton Republican Jason Ellsworth over a contract controversy. A state auditor and an ethics committee found Ellsworth improperly guided over $170,000 in leftover committee funds to a business associate for bill tracking services. Although he is not charged with any crimes, legislative auditors say Ellsworth wasted state resources and abused his position in government. While the Montana GOP called on him to resign and every senator seemingly agrees he should face consequences, the body remains split on how to proceed.
What the former Senate president did is a betrayal of the institution of the state Senate and a betrayal of the public trust. We need to take this seriously.
Expulsion is for people doing things like taking bribes, committing felonies, or actually convicted of crimes. Expulsion is not an appropriate remedy for failure to disclose a conflict of interest.
Ellsworth says he will accept any punishment from the Senate and apologizes for the harm the controversy caused, but denies any wrongdoing. It is unclear when the Senate will next vote. State lawmakers are considering changing marijuana laws to restrict edible products serving size and packaging.
What we did is we decreased the milligrams from 10 to 5. One gummy can only have 5 milligrams of THC. It can't have any more than that, and there can't be multiple servings to a gummy. It has to be one gummy is one serving.
State Senator Jody Etchart proposed House Bill 636 to the Senate Business, Labor, and Economic Affairs Committee. Proponents say the bill keeps kids safe. The Department of Health and Human Services report from 2023 says 60% of all cannabis-related poisonings were kids under the age of 10. Those against the bill say marijuana products are tested to meet potency requirements by the Cannabis Control Division.
We already make a 5 milligram gummy. We make a 2.5 milligram gummy. We can make this change. It's not the end of the world. I just worry that it's not going to accomplish what is desired.
No action was taken on the bill, and we will continue to follow this story and let you know what happens next. We first alerted you online about a reported bank robbery that occurred in Butte. We have learned a suspect is now in custody. Here's where the incident happened. The Southwest Montana Community Federal Credit Union on Elizabeth Warren Avenue just before 12:30 p.m. The Butte Silver Bow County Sheriff's Office says a man entered the building and handed over a note demanding money. He fled the scene in a dark-colored passenger car. A Montana Highway Patrol trooper stopped the suspect's vehicle near Rocker, where they took the suspect into custody. No injuries are reported and no weapon was used in the robbery. An investigation is currently underway. Stay with NBC Montana for the latest updates on air and online. The woman arrested in connection to a fire at the former HuHot building in Missoula made her initial court appearance on Monday. 34-year-old Amy Burke is charged with 1 count of negligent arson. The charge comes after Burke reportedly started a cooking fire in the shed of the former HuHot building. In court, Burke stated she was in Missoula for treatment and has no ties to the community.
I think bond is appropriate. I'll set it in the amount requested by the state, $10,000. That said, if you have a bed date lined up with a treatment facility in the future, that seems like a much better argument, for getting out of custody.
Burke faces 10 years in prison. We posted more details as well as the charging documents on our homepage at NBCMontana.com. Now to Washington and the fallout of what appears to be a major national security breach. A journalist with The Atlantic magazine says he was accidentally added to a group chat on an unclassified messaging app with top government officials. They were discussing plans for a military strike against Houthi rebels in Yemen that took place earlier this month. NBC's Alice Barr is in Washington with the latest.
The White House in damage control, trying to figure out how a journalist was accidentally added to a group chat with top U.S. officials discussing sensitive military plans to bomb Iranian-backed forces in Yemen earlier this month, and why they used the unclassified commercial messaging app Signal.
These are life and death issues.
The Atlantic magazine's editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg says he was added by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and took screenshots of the messages, including from Vice President J.D. Vance, Waltz, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who sought to discredit Goldberg and downplay the discussions.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
Goldberg disputes that, noting some details he says Hegseth shared were too sensitive to quote directly.
The specific time of a future attack, specific targets, including human targets, meant to be killed in that attack, weapons systems, minute by minute accounting of what was about to happen.
The National Security Council said the chat appears to be authentic, while arguing there were no threats to our service members or our national security. 14 Senate Democrats sending President Trump a letter demanding answers. He denied any knowledge on Monday.
I don't know anything about it.
Amid outrage on Capitol Hill.
It is by the grace of God that we don't have dead pilots and failed missions.
The Republican Senate Armed Services chair saying his committee will look into it.
It's definitely a concern, and it appears that mistakes were made, no question.
As the fallout grows. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we now visit with Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster, who is standing by. And Brooke, it's going to be 70s tomorrow, but maybe a little rain more throughout the day and then nicer.
Right. I mean, we're going to see a little bit of shower activity this morning around western Montana. At least that's what's going on for us right now in northwest and west central Montana. Kiddos in Kalispell, they are off school today because of spring break. But here's a live look right now in the Flathead Valley. You can see that shine out there. A few more drops of rain, but then those kids can get outside as we head into the afternoon. Next couple of days with high pressure and control, it's really going to be a nice spring forecast for us with highs in the 60s and almost 70. 43 right now in Kalispell, 50 by red lunchtime. Clearwater Credit Union weather camera in the Missoula Valley, Brook Street, looking pretty dry right now. We'll see a couple of showers, though, making their way through early this morning, but by the afternoon, high pressure is going to build in, and that's going to set the stage for a warmer and drier weather pattern. It's going to be brief, though. Active weather for the end of the week. We're timing out our next weather maker coming up in about 10 minutes.
Coming up, Montana's Nate Harris addressed the media for the first time since being named head coach, sharing his outlook on the Lady Grizz going forward. Plus, we take a look back at the best season in Montana State women's basketball history. But first, let's take a live look over Missoula above TV Mountain at Snowbolt from the Community Medical Center weather camera. Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster has your day planner right after the break.